Well, we are live, and thank you for tuning in to the Seven City Shoptalk Sports Show, broadcasting from the beautiful state of Virginia to you all over the world. And this is the halftime show for the University of Virginia versus the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina. And as this will be quick, but this will be, I think, a very, very pointed halftime show with the Wahoos up 27-10 against the Chanticleers. But before we get started, we want to thank you for joining us in another episode of our brand of dysfunctional camaraderie. And as of now, the shop is open, and we may have some other co-hosts jump in. But I got my ladies with me today. I got AB. What's going on, AB?
Oh, just a Saturday full of football and cleaning. So just watching some games and getting in some cleaning while I'm at it.
Okay, all right. And then, of course, our resident hokey, we got Miss Amy hitting the building. What's going on, Amy?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing pretty good, pretty good. And this is a nice welcome, I think, for the University of Virginia fans who have traveled down to Myrtle Beach. Question is, UVA has not had an issue of putting points up in the first half. They've always lately have had issues putting points up in the second half and trying not to collapse. Now, AB, talk to me. Tell me how you feel about the game in the first half so far.
I mean, I feel like we could have really ran away with it. The points on the board, I think it could be a lot higher. Obviously, we have a lot of penalties, as they've discussed. But outside of that, it's been great to see that we have a run game, really established. But I feel like we are lacking in the air, and that's where we're dangerous. So we somehow really need to figure out how to get the ball rolling in the air to some of our dynamic players and make some more stuff happen. I mean, obviously Fields scored that first touchdown, and that was off of a fluke. But him and Tyree, we just aren't getting involved as much. And I think if we are able to do that along with the run game in the second half, then without a doubt, this game's going to be taken away like no other.
Let me come to you, Amy. Give me your opinion. What do you think about the first half? Have you had a chance to check it out?
Oh yeah, I've been watching it. I was working in my flower beds up until the game started at 2, and then I came in to watch the game. I'm thinking that you got a quarterback and a wide receivers that aren't on the same page, and I think that because you've got Mike helping, you've got a good core of running backs. It's nice seeing him on the sidelines helping out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking. I mean, my opinion about this first half, is I'm kind of optimistically, just cautious because the running game is what they've always have preached. We want to run the ball. We want to run the ball. Since he's been in here, Tony Elliott, we want to run the ball. We want to run the ball. Well, this may be the most successful running half that they have. I mean, currently they're at 188 yards at halftime. I think this is their best rushing half in rushing in the first half. And
it said that the other team only had 2 yards, and they were known for rushing, and they aren't rushing. So the defense is doing something right.
The defense is doing something right. This is what I'm gonna say. The front seven is doing something right. The cornerbacks are struggling. The corners are really having a hard time with covering some of the receivers for the Chanticleers. They're giving up pass interference penalties that are elongating their drives. They only scored on 2 drives, and each of those drives they had a pass interference that prolonged their drives, and that's how they scored their points. If UVA doesn't get those pass interference calls, we're talking about, like AB said, blowing them out right now. I think we really gave them. I mean, the run defense. This team averages 200 plus yards a game. They're at 50 yards a game. So we're making them one-dimensional, and it's very telling that they put a different quarterback in in the for the last possession right before halftime. I'm very curious if Vasco, their starter, is he, did they pull him for performance, or is he hurt, or what have you? But I'm very interested. What do you think?
Me or AB?
Let's go with you, Amy. Go ahead.
I don't think you're going to see the starter come back out. I think he's going
Hmm.
to go with backup quarterback. I think that he's not performing the way he should. Either that or he's not he's not executing the plays that are being called. I'll put it
I
that way.
agree. I agree. My man Chris West in the building. He says, "Don't hide, Ethan Sowers. You said UVA would only score 17." Yeah, where you at, Ethan? Uh, Gloria West. What's going on, Gloria? Thank you. A longtime supporter there. She says, "Way to go, Who's keep it up." Absolutely. And that is something that this team has kind of short circuited itself. They get out to a fast lead. They score points. Speaking of scoring points in a lightning quick fashion, how about, I don't know when the last time I saw a kickoff and that ball just die, right there on the turf. We'll blame it on the teal turf. Thank you, teal turf, for one of the more weirder bounces that you'll see. When you saw that, AB, tell me what you thought. When we got the ball, did you kind of feel like, wait a minute, maybe our fortunes have turned from last week?
Not really. I mean, they just made a mistake. And we were able to capitalize off of it. I mean, other teams have been able to do the same thing for us. We've made mistakes and they've capitalized. At this point, it just was in our favor that this time it happened right in the beginning and really gave us momentum. But again, I just feel like, we have to cut down on our mistakes too, because again, like you said, they're capitalizing off of our mistakes.
Right, right.
So, you know, and honestly, I'm still getting adjusted. This game is hard to watch. That
Mm-hmm.
turf is really making this game like difficult, like to really watch.
It's hard
Imagine
to
being on the
look at
field.
that. It's hard to look at when you're
Yeah,
watching it on TV.
I'm
Why?
struggling.
And why make it that color? Who cares?
Yeah, I guess
It's
they wanted to be
supposed to
different.
be green grass.
Uh, for those viewers and listeners, or viewers that are in the chat, come on in and give us some of your opinions, and we'll respond to you as well. One thing that I'm really excited about, I will say that I'm excited about, is they really haven't even had an opportunity, like you said, AB, to flex with their passing game. Chris Tyree, Malachi Fields, Trell Harris hasn't even touched the ball yet. And then they started to get the tight end into the game a little bit on that last drive towards their last touchdown drive. And how about the Grady Bunch? The Grady Bunch, 2 touchdowns today. I
Uh,
like what they did. I like what they did on the first touchdown when they subbed in Grady and ran that the zone run, and he just plowed it in. I think what's happening is UVA has said, we're bigger than you. We're stronger than you. Okay. And they're beating up the Chanticleers. They're not playing this speed game. What did you think about
That
that,
that
Amy?
that is exactly true. And I think coming out in the second half, you're going to see the Chanticleers try to go with the speed. Oh, and my God, that was almost a pass interference.
Yeah,
Um,
I think you're right.
yeah, I think you're going to see um, him come out and try to do speed, and I think he's going to go like super fast. I don't even know if he'll do huddle, but
Well, you're right about that. What do you think they're going to do when they come out of halftime? What do you think the Chanticleers should do, and what do you think UVA should do? AB coming out of halftime.
well, that's where it's always a little bit hazy because I feel like we don't make adjustments like we should second half. Um, I'm hoping that this second half, because in my opinion, I think that the Grady Bunch is great, but you can't keep running it all the time. Um, because eventually defenses are going to catch on to it, and it's just they're going to find a way to stop it. We shouldn't have had to been in that situation twice. We should have been able to capitalize beforehand. So I think it's just really getting people involved. I saw Twitty was involved first half, so really would like to see some more people get the ball and make some plays happen to where we don't have to keep doing that. I mean, defensively, this is again where it's going to come up to us making our adjustments, because I think their defense is going to come out preparing to stop us on the run game. I mean, we're running it down their throat. They're going to switch it up and they're going to make it happen. They're going to figure it out. So how do we adjust?
Yeah, I think they're going to do some blitzing
Mm-hmm.
because they're really super fast when it comes to that. I think you're going to have the blitzing coming in through there, and I don't know that Calandria is going to be able to handle that.
Well, you're playing into UVA's hands if you start blitzing, because he starts getting the ball out and and they start, like you say, start blitzing, and they're starting to play more man to man. That is a recipe for disaster for anybody who's trying to cover Malachi man to man. Lord help you. Trell Harris, who's a deep threat. And then, of course, you get Chris Tyree out there in a one-on-one situation where you got him running deep, which we really haven't even seen him get deep. And because I don't think nobody wants to really leave him from a defensive coordinator standpoint, nobody wants to leave Tyree in a one-on-one go kind of a fade type of situation. He's going to run right by whoever's trying to man him up. So you're playing into the hands of the Cavaliers if you make them pass the ball and you're sending extra folks. Caveat is, I hear what you're saying, Amy. Calandria has to get the ball out quick. You can't hold on to the ball. Don't try to be jazzy. Don't try to scramble so much. When they're sending extras and some guys may come uncovered, get the ball out. Get the ball out. But I know that we are very cautious as UVA followers and as UVA fans, but it's going to be a very interesting second half. So right along with that, AB, do you have a prediction for the score at the end here?
What's the score now? Because I missed it right because I was
doing
laundry.
Score is 27-10. And they get the ball back. How about that?
What did I say? 27-24 was my original prediction. I mean, I think they're going to be able to score a little bit more. I mean, I'll take it to, I don't even know, 37-24 maybe.
Okay. All right. What do you think, Amy?
Well, if Carolina comes back out and Carolina is hitting and the defense stops the run, then it's probably going to be 35-31 Carolina.
35-31 Carolina. Wow. So that's a total shutdown almost. Okay. All right. Shout out to my guy, Justin. What's up, Justin? Crazy guy. He's in the chat. He says UVA is a 7-point underdog versus the bye week. My man Chris back at it says Brown will rush for 60 yards in the second half. Well, the NFL hasn't figured out how to stop the rush. They haven't. And Xavier Brown, hopefully he's okay. We haven't seen him too much in the second, towards the middle and the end of the second quarter. He's shredding the defense. I want to say he's at 17 yards per carry. He's at 4 carries for 70 yards. Or hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Let me just look that up one more time, just to be clear of what he's running right now. Because 4 carries for 70 yards, 17 and a half yards a carry, and he's pretty much breaking tackles, and his vision is on point right now. He can see those holes. He's looking for the cutback, and he looks really good at what he's doing. And of course, with our guy
Kobe Pace.
Kobe is doing a yeoman's job as well. He's
running them over
the hard yards. What was that, AB?
He's running them over for real. I mean, if you're watching, I mean, he's busting through them when he finds a good spot.
Right, getting the hard yards, dropping the shoulder, and then of course Calandria, the slippery one himself. He's doing a good job of getting yards, getting down, and that's what it seems like he's figuring that out. He could have pulled some extra yards out of some of those runs, but once he got what he needed, you could see him get down. Which was really for me, kind of my coach's mind was exciting to see. Get the yards, get down. But it looks like we're getting close. Go ahead, AB.
And if we can figure it out and we can make great second half adjustments, I think that we can have a dominating second half. I mean, it's just all about what we decide to do. But with saying that, I'm also going to give a huge shout out to JMU for a dominating performance against North Carolina. I mean, that is it's been shocking. They were like plus 380 before the game came on, and I called it. I was like, JMU can do it. Now, did I think they were going to do this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's unbelievable. I don't. No one could tell me that they had that. That score or anything close to that. Chris is saying, what did he say? He said UVA 45, Coastal Carolina 24. I'm going for 14 more points of what they have. What is that going to make them? 34? No. What is that going to make them? I think 38 to 17-24. That's what I'm thinking. 38 to something like that. I think that, Coastal, they'll get going some. But I think if UVA can come out here, get some points, and after they get some points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, I think that they're going to try to salt this away and run the ball. But here they come right out of halftime. And everyone, we will do a post game. So come on back to see us. And it won't be too long of a post game, but it will be a post game, win or lose. We will be back at you. This is 7 City Shop Talk Sports. Anything in closing, AB?
Go Who's.
All right. Thank you. And we will see you guys at post game. Thank you and have a wahoo second half. Bye-bye.